You may ask me, Santhosh, are you a superhero? My answer would be yes. But I'm not a superhero who has magical powers like Doctor Strange. I'm not a superhero who can fly like a Superman. I'm not a superhero who has any other powers like Spider-Man and all. But I'm a superhero with one superpower, that is introversion. When I was 3-year-old kid, I used to hide behind my mom's sari in this way. At that time, people used to ask my mom, this kid cannot sustain in this competitive world. He's so shy. How this guy can compete with the extroverted world? My mom used to feel so bad about it. She used to push me to crowded places so that I can talk to people. She is a teacher, so she used to pull me to the classes wherever she go so that I can talk to people. But that's not natural for me. People used to bully me for that kid who used to hide behind mom's shadow. I remember I was afraid of talking to girls as well. One incident after my SSC examination, 8 to 10 girls gathered around me and asked, Santhosh, why don't you talk to us? Santhosh, do you feel we are monsters? At that moment, I was so scared. I ran out of that conversation without answering them. At that moment, I asked, God, why am I like this? I remember when I was 10-year-old kid, there is a cricket match. It's a edge-seater because me along with my captain are in the ground and we have to hit 30 runs in 4 hours. Things heated up when my captain got out while running for double. At that moment, all my teammates started screaming and bullying. Nik siggunda asala? That means, do you have sense on me? They felt that's my mistake. They blamed me for that run out. And they started screaming, they started shouting at me. I felt so bad. I started crying. At that moment, again I asked, God, why am I like this? I couldn't even speak up for myself. I remember when I was 14-year-old kid, there is a jam competition which is happening in my school. One of my friend is participating in that. At that moment, my heart is also telling, Santhosh, try kar lo first time at least. At the same time, my friend even asked, buddy, just compete with me. But I was so tensed. I pushed myself to register as a last participant. But while going on stage, my legs were shivering. My hands were sweaty. And 50 people are staring at me. I was so scared. Somehow, I gathered some courage and started this first word. After 1 minute, I felt so horrible. I came down from the stage and with the same blank expression. People started laughing at me. People started gossiping about me. Again, my tears are rolling from my eyes. And asked, God, why am I like this? People usually get multiple chances. I even got one more great opportunity, that is working in a reputed organization. I thought work is all about taking the task and just giving it as delivered. But in reality, I experienced we have to network, we have to talk to people, we have to communicate, we have to convey, which is not natural for me. All my managers, leads started scolding me, telling me, Santhosh, This is not the case if you can work like this. Why are you working on Saturdays and Sundays, still not able to deliver? If you continue, you cannot continue in this IT field at all. At that moment, I felt so bad. Things escalated. And I even got almost, I was thrown out of my job. At that time again, I asked, God, why am I like this? Why I am not able to compete? Why I am not able to fit in? I am the only man out here who is suffering from all this. At that moment, God came in. Son, yes, God, you came for me. Yes, my son. I came for you to tell that not only you, there are a lot of people out there and they are called as introverts. Oh, is it? Yes, my son. You can go and research about them. Thank you, my God. Thank you so much. And I got to know the world called as introverts. And I got to know one more interesting fact about introverts is 2 out of 5 people in the world are introverted, like me. One more interesting fact which I got to know is there are successful people who are introverted. They are legends who has impacted the world. Mahatma Gandhi, Bill Gates, Deepika Padukone, many more people who are introverted still achieved success in their life. Then I started talking to people. Then I have interacted with a lot of people who are introverted but got success in their life. All of them also gone through the same phases what I have done in my life. Same questions. And one more interesting fact is they even gone through some myths lot of people believe in. The first myth about introverts is introverts are shy. The second myth about introverts is introverts can't go in public. The third most important myth is about introverts can't be successful in this extroverted world. These are all not true. I just changed the statement of God, why am I like this to I am unstoppable. And I have created a process which is representing I am. After researching, after talking to a lot of introverts, I also came through this process. I stands for introspection. Remember, I was talking about the cricket match, which is horrible. I was the only batsman left with 30 runs in 4 hours. At that moment, I questioned myself. Santhosh, what if if you won this match? Not for the team, for yourself. At that moment, I realized I should do it for myself. Then I started hitting runs all over the park. Finally, I won the match for myself. But still, my teammates didn't leave me. They started screaming, they started bullying me. Out of frustration, I threw the bat at the ground and left the ground crying. But I realized only one thing. Santhosh, if you believe in yourself, you can do it. The second in I am is accepting the rejection. On that day, I accepted my rejection. You remember? I was talking about my public speaking journey, which is horrible. 50 people are staring at me. After that, I understood one of my biggest weakness is public speaking. I started working on myself. I started going to coaching classes. I understood this is not a skill only for extroverted people. I can also learn. I started learning it. I started my own YouTube channel where I started expressing my experiences in that. But it's not easy. In the starting, when I was asked to go to colleges for some guest lectures, they rejected me. Because of my South Indian accent, because of my grammatical errors, and many more. But I didn't give up. I continued. At that moment, I started even more YouTube channels, YouTube videos. At a point where people asked me to come to colleges as guest lecturers. And right now, I'm standing before you, talking on this big stage, thanks to all my mentors, my parents who gave this opportunity. to stand in this space. The third in IAM is making an impact. As I already told you, once I started a YouTube channel, people started approaching me. Apart from that, remember, I was talking about my first year of my experience in my corporate life, which was horrible. But the second year, things got changed. Fortunately, I got a good managers, leads who helped me, understood who I am. They told me what I can do better. I started talking to them one-on-one, which made me understand, Santhosh, you can also survive in this competitive world. I started understanding how I can convey a message. After that, because I was been into public speaking, there are a lot of opportunities which are opened up for me, which are. Not only in India, from abroad also, I got a lot of opportunities to work with their companies. Apart from that, with all of this confidence, I got a lot of appreciation from my client and got promoted as a lead, where I was being asked to mentor my team. There are a lot of people who are like me also. I was so happy to help them out because I know what I have gone through, so I can share with them easily. For that also, I got a lot of appreciation from my managers and clients. With all this confidence, I started competing in modeling competitions. Recently, I won Mr. South India runner-up in 2022 and Mr. Hyderabad Deccan 2022, and right now, I'm competing for Mr. India 2023. Thank you. With all this, I remember a story of Michelangelo, who is a sculpture of one of the greatest monuments in the world. If you know, that is Statue of David. In an interview, Michelangelo is being asked that how a big rock can be converted into this monument. How can you do it? At that moment, Michelangelo told only one statement, that I didn't do anything great. I just removed the extra things in that rock. I can already see the monument in that, but I just removed the extra pieces in that rock and this monument is being made. In the same way, whether you are an introvert, extrovert, ambivert, whatever you are, if you embrace who you are, if you love who you are, and if you remove the extra things, extra burdens, you will be beautiful from inside. And introversion is not a disease. Introversion is not something you should be not proud of. Introversion can also be embraced and used to an extent where you can unleash your potential. Thank you so much.